Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little FIFA, not a FIFA stream, or it's a FIFA stream then, another little Man United news video for you. Latest update, we're going to be getting into all the day's news and goings on at the football club. There's been some big news today, of course. Mason Greenwood news, Raphael Varane, etc. We'll get into the latest goings on. Just want to say thanks for everyone who's getting in here tonight. How you all doing? Thanks for joining us. Who've we got in here? Hoodstar, Aaron, Naz786, Scoojo, Joshua, Mark, Langy, Ruthless Sausage, Sean Nettleton. Let's go, Sean. Elliot Manduna, OG, Ronnie Dodge, Enter Name, Incrude, Kingslayer, Drew Who, Don Gungshaleone, let's go. Ben Dorr, Sonic Asylum, Ezio with a tour, STP Mitchell. How you doing, Joshua, Mohammed, Mark, Kieran, Fire Up, 1 Mil, Bill, Duncan, I Show Speed, On The Head Football Live, Vutinator, Anthony, VK, Outlaw Torn, and everybody else as well. Thanks for getting in, guys. Do us a favour at the start of this stream, though. Hit that like button on it. Give us a thumbs up. It's free. That's some sort of YouTube metric for success. So hit the thumbs up, guys, if you haven't done so. Twat the likes. Give us a share around. The tweet is pinned at the top of the live chat. Go give us a share if you're on Twitter. We'll give you a shout out later on to say thank you. Right, I guess we better get into it then, guys. So it has been a big news day in regards to one man, which is now 21-year-old Mason Greenwood. It seems like all the charges have been essentially dropped, guys. Let's read the latest update and we'll get the statement up from the club and everything so far we've got that we understand and know right now. I'm sure this actually happened hours ago. I've only just been able to get on now. Moving hotels. When this broke, I was out with a bunch of bags and stuff, hiking miles to the next location. So I wasn't able to jump on straight away, which is why I'm now jumping on here now. So do us a favor, like, subscribe, share, get yourself in the live chat, give us your thoughts and opinions throughout. We will be getting in and out the chat, but we will have a big Q&A at the end as well. And keep it nice in the live chat as well, guys. I can see there's a bit of spicy, bit of a back and forth going on already. Steady on. That's all I'm saying, right? Okay, so this is the latest. United footballer Mason Greenwood has had all charges dropped against him following the withdrawal of key witnesses. The 21-year-old forward faced allegations, of course, of attempted rape, controlling and coercive behaviour, and assault, and all three charges related to the same woman. So basically what's happened is that the developments meant there's no longer a realistic prospect of conviction. There's basically a statement. The Crown Prosecution, CPS, said it had a duty to stop the case following the withdrawal of key witnesses and new material that came to light. Those developments meant there was no longer a realistic prospect of conviction. In these circumstances, we are under a duty to stop the case. We have explained our decision to all parties. So the investigation obviously began just over a year ago in January 2022. In a statement released since, Mason Greenwood has said, "I am relieved that this matter is now over, and I would like to thank my family, loved ones, and friends for their support." And here is his statement on the screen right there as well. So that's what's happened, guys. Mason Greenwood has now had all the charges dropped against him due to, it seems like, it said new evidence, or it said new material that come to light. That's what it says from the statement from the CPS, but also due to withdrawal of key witnesses. Withdrawal of key witnesses. It's interesting. I mean, okay, so look, seeing as this looks like it's all sort of dropped at this moment in time, previously when we were talking about this situation, you know, I was trying to be quite, what's the word? Impartial. But seeing as this whole situation is now changed, where, you know, it seems like Mason Greenwood has been found to be, well, no, he's not actually found to be not guilty. Let's just clarify something. He's not stood trial and been found to be not guilty. What has happened here is he has had the charges dropped against him essentially before it's gone to trial, right? So that is different. That is not, he's gone through a trial. There's been all this evidence that's come out, and maybe the fact is what's happened is there's information that's come out, there's materials that's come out that suggest that the chance of prosecution is low. That's what it says there. There's no longer a realistic prospect of conviction. And due to a withdrawal of key witnesses and new material that came to light. So you know, the charges have been dropped against him. We don't really know what's happened. There's so many things that people are saying, oh, he's paid people off. He's rich and famous. He's made it go away. And all this stuff, you know, who really knows what's going on? All they've told us in this statement is that there's is that the new material that came to light. So we don't know the new material, do we? All we've got to work with is what we saw previously, or, you know, this statement. Seeing as we were talking about it impartially before, though, let's just get into it then, guys, with my actual feelings on the situation. And then we'll see your guys' feelings on the situation as well. Because I've got a little poll running at the moment in the chat, guys, which I don't know if you can see, but the poll says, should Mason Greenwood ever play for United again, basically? And I think the poll is, at the moment, most people, is it still running, guys? I don't know. But I think most people suggested that, yes, he should be given the opportunity to play for Manchester United again, I guess, because, well, innocent until proven guilty, right? And he wasn't proven guilty. So my honest opinion on the whole Mason Greenwood, should he play for Manchester United again, situation and saga that is going to, you know, come forward. I will tell you, just after I read the official statement from Manchester United, which I forgot to put up on screen. Man United said, Manchester United notes the decision of the Crown Prosecution Service that all charges against Mason Greenwood have been dropped. The club will now conduct its own process before determining the next steps. So big question marks about whether or not Mason Greenwood will play for Manchester United again. Will they look into maybe some, you know, some extra materials or evidence that we're not privy to and make an assessment? Will they not be privy to that themselves? Are they just going on what we're going on? They know the guy, they know the lad, he's an asset, they pay him money, they know Mason Greenwood from a young lad. So, you know, or are they just going to sack him off? There's a big question mark going on. So my opinion on whether or not we should, what should happen with Mason Greenwood is as follows, guys. All right, okay. This doesn't really change my opinion that the guy's a fucking dirtbag, to be honest with you guys, because, you know, okay, something came out, didn't it? Audio clip, which was absolutely horrendous. Now, is that Mason Greenwood on the audio clip? Yes. Well, if it is, then he's a fucking dirtbag, mate. You know, and whether or not this has been dropped because of whatever X, Y, Z reason, you know, doesn't hide the fact there's still a clip out there which shows him to be a scumbag. There you go. So, you know, that's my honest opinion, is he's a fucking wrong'un, guys. So, I mean, you could say that's wrong for me to think like that, because he's been found, or he hasn't been found. There's no trial. He hasn't been found. He's just had the charges dropped against him now. So he's a free man. You could say it's wrong to have that opinion, but this isn't a normal situation where somebody's been accused of something. We've actually seen this countless times before. That's even Manchester United players gone by, or previous Manchester United players, whether it's Cristiano Ronaldo, huge profile case, whether it's Wayne Rooney or, you know, whatever. There's been loads of things and loads of situations where there's been accusations leveled at people here, allegations made. There's one big difference between an allegation and obviously an actual crime that's been committed, and you want justice to take place. You want what actually happened, what the truth is, to prevail. That's what you want to happen. But this is different because you don't usually see or hear clips or have videos or, you know, photos or whatever that was released previously. You don't usually see that in the public domain, but the alleged victim had leaked this stuff. It had come out onto our Instagram. So it's different. It's like you've already heard a little snippet of the guy acting like an absolute scumbag. Therefore, it taints your opinion of him, and it certainly tainted my opinion of him. And I just think he's a wrong'un, guys. So I do disagree generally with the live chat vote in regards to how many, you know, people think that Mason Greenwood should play for United again. It's just my honest opinion. I think his days are done at United. I think it's a PR nightmare. It's a PR storm to have somebody who's even got those allegations against him, whether or not they've been dropped and he's not guilty, doesn't necessarily change too much, because you've still got somebody who's got that tarnish, and that's the shame. I mean, look at people like Ched Evans. I believe Ched Evans was actually cleared in the end, wasn't he? But, you know, people still go, Ched Evans the rapist. or whatever. Like, it's still, that's it. It's like, it is a PR nightmare. It's basically just going to tarnish Manchester United by having somebody who's, you know, acted in such a way to represent the football club. That's my honest opinion. You know, I used to think he was a nice guy. Things changed. There was some clips that came out. It could be an absolute, just like you know, like a smear campaign. Who knows? We don't actually know. What we do know is the CPS has decided that there's not enough to go on to prosecute, maybe, but also the fact that the loss of key witnesses, you know. So what does this mean? Does it mean that the victims decided, no, we're not taking this further? Are they still in a relationship? We don't actually know. I don't want to speculate on any of that sort of stuff at the moment, but it poses a lot of questions which we don't necessarily have the answers to right now. But what I do think is that although United have released this statement, they will do their own investigation and get into the nitty-gritty and decide whether or not they're going to give Mason Greenwood another chance or not. My opinion is that they shouldn't. That's just my honest opinion. I think he's probably going to go and have a career somewhere else. That's absolutely up to him. That's his prerogative. He's a free man to go and walk free in the eyes of the law as things are right now. So that's the facts. But to play for Manchester United and represent us, no. It's like there's a line that's been crossed here. So we're not going to say, oh, he's guilty or he's potentially guilty. We don't know any of that stuff. But I'm just basing it off of the only bit of public evidence that we actually have, which paints a picture of him being not a very nice guy. So there you go. It's like if Ryan Giggs had been shagging his brother's missus when he was 20 years old, would you still look at him in the same way? It's the fact that it came out all after he's finished his playing days at Manchester United. The only reason why he got to 40 years of age playing at the football club, let's be totally honest, guy's a serial shagger. So you've got, and I'm not saying, to be fair, shagging your brother's missus is terrible, but it's not as bad as allegedly raping or sexually assaulting someone, as long as it's consensual, you know what I'm saying? And, it's not good, but it's not even in the same ballpark, really. So, but either way, all I'm saying is, it's tarnished his reputation. It's a PR disaster, PR nightmare. Just think about the opposition fans when Manchester United are playing on the road and Mason Greenwood's playing on the pitch. What sort of chance are you going to be getting from the opposition fans in the stands? I'll tell you, rapey ones. You know what I mean? Those are going to be the sort of ones that you're going to get. It's like, it's a complete PR nightmare anyway, having him in the club. Let's see what the chat's thinking, though, after my little opening gambit here. Just give you my honest opinion. That's my thoughts. He's a dirtbag. So, guys, smash a 1 in the chat if you want. This is different to the question, I guess, that I asked. Or is it the same? I don't know. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you want Greenwood to play at Manchester United again, and we just go back to the good old days where Mason, the star boy's progressing and developing in his career and playing for Manchester United. Or smash a 2 if you think, no, see you later on, Mason, termination time. You can go and play in Saudi Arabia. I hear Cristiano Ronaldo's looking for a teammate, Let's have a look. So a few people in the live chat, bunch of people saying 1s, Tyler James, Jamie Robinson, Ryan, Willie. Interesting. Also, Shaka and Hoodstar say no. Fire Up says no. Thank you for subscribing there, Brian Pedram, by the way. They appreciate you, bro. Rushmano's in here. What's going on, Rushman? I hope you're doing well, you legend. Get in there, my son. He says, no, that's not right. If they can't convict, doesn't mean he's innocent. It means there isn't enough evidence. There is a difference. Yes, precisely. Yep. So, and also, like I say, so he hasn't had a trial and been found not guilty. What's happened is it's been dropped because lack of witnesses, and it's said in new light of new material. So, we don't know exactly why, but yes, doesn't seem like they've got enough to convict him. So it's not worth the time and money and effort and everything to actually go and do the trial in the case, I suppose. If it seems like, I don't know, the somebody is withdrawing from their initial claims. I don't know. Who knows what's going on? But I agree, it's a shit show, isn't it? Hang on, what's that? Vutinator says super chat. Why can't I see that, Vutinator? That's weird, man. Let me try and scroll up. Oh, there it is, Matt Gwinnett. Dude, sorry, Matty Gwinnett. How you doing, Matty Gwinnett? Thank you very much for the super chat here, my friend. Guys, let's get a cheeky little sue in the live chat there for Matty Gwinnett. Guys, we're 5 likes off of 100 likes. Who's going to be the 100th like? Smash that like button if you're just joining the stream. It'll help us boost up on the algorithm. Matt Gwinnett says Ronaldo, Maradona, Neymar, Benzema, De Gea, Ribery and Rooney were all accused with charges dropped, then went on to have full successful careers. Why wouldn't Greenwood play for Manchester United? Fair comment, Matt Gwinnett. I guess it goes back to my previous statement that I said, is that in some ways, because there was evidence that has come out in the eyes of the public that some people have already, made an opinion of what sort of a person he is, and the allegations that there could potentially be maybe having some basis. I'm not saying they do, but some people may think that these allegations have some basis. Listen, if you listen to that audio clip, it sounds fucking horrible, mate. It sounds like he's being super aggressive, super pushy, sexually assaulting, basically. You hear some sounds at the end of the video. It sounds like there's some bad stuff going on. Who knows? It's all speculation. Could just be completely out of context. Could be reading a fucking script from the movie True Romance and they've just caught him out of fucking context. Who knows? But it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, and it doesn't... I don't necessarily... I just personally... This is my opinion, guys. You don't have to agree with me. I know most people don't, based on the poll that we had going. I don't think he should play for United again. I think his reputation is not that befitting of a Manchester United player now. Rightly or wrongly, because this has happened to him, it's changed everything. It's changed everything. And you can't... There you go. I mean, Bills fan says O.J. Simpson brutally murdered someone. To compare to Mason makes you a complete and total asshat. I mean, that's quite interesting. I didn't mention O.J. Simpson. But now you mentioned O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson, he got away with murder, essentially, right? I don't know if it's we're allowed to say that, but he allegedly got away with murder, right? Come on. I mean, he had blood on his hands and all sorts of shit going on in his car or whatever. Like, oh my goodness me. I mean, it's 99.9% that he fucking offed them, right? So, but he got away with it. But that actually is different to this situation anyway. That was a trial that took place. They looked at all the evidence and all that sort of stuff. This one's not even got that far. Thank you, Matty Gwinnett, for your super chat. And also, Matthew Smith with a super chat says, we don't need any more distractions when we're heading in the right direction. After getting rid of Ronaldo, this would be a setback. Interesting, Matthew Smith. Right, okay, so I've got to be honest. Right, let's just look at it from this point of view. So I've given you my personal opinion in terms of my ethical reasons why he shouldn't necessarily play for Man United again. Just my opinion. But what about the other reasons why maybe he should play for Manchester United again? I.e., he is actually fucking mint as a player. He hasn't played football in over a year, to be fair. But he's a quality player. He was a wonder kid. He was on the trajectory to... I mean, I hate to say this, but previously I've said that he would win the Ballon d'Or, which is not going to happen anymore, I don't think. I mean, you never know, but I don't think he's going to do that. I thought this guy would win the Ballon d'Or one day. He just seemed to have that magic eye, the natural ability to score, both feet, left foot, right foot, all the rest of it, the movement, the vision, everything. For a young kid to have all of that stuff, pretty impressive, and just thought he was going to go on the trajectory of being one of the best players in the world. As it turns out, this whole thing has happened, and that basically means that can't really now ever happen again, I suppose. Maybe, I guess, if Man United just let him play tomorrow and he goes on and continues, then maybe that will happen. But we in terms of just looking at it from that point of view, as a player, could we do with Mason Greenwood back in the squad? We've got Sancho and Anthony on that right side. Do we want to upset the status quo? Well, if we were taken out, let me just take away this whole alleged crime. Let's take away this whole scenario. Would we want Mason Greenwood playing at number 9 as striker in this current team with Martial and Weghorst as the options up there? I mean, 100%. Yes, because I think he actually was probably a more natural number 9 than anything else. He looked brilliant at number 9, in my opinion. I think he could have been developed at number 9 to be one of the best number 9s around. So Mason Greenwood could have been a brilliant striker for Manchester United at this moment in time, where we are struggling for somebody who's really clinical in front of goal. That is a fact. Like, he is a quality player. Now, he's not played for a year. He's not the same player. Obviously, he's not even trained or done anything. He can't be, but he would get back into the swing of things quickly, wouldn't he? So from a talent point of view, he's an incredibly talented player, and he would definitely help Manchester United right now. We don't really need him so much in the wide areas now, because we've got Anthony, we've got Sancho, and on the other side, Rashford's absolutely balling out. But up top there, I still don't think Weghorst is all that, to be honest, guys. And Martial, my opinions on Martial, he's an injury-prone melter who's inconsistent at best. So if Greenwood wasn't tarnished, I would want him at number 9, playing up top, scoring goals, creating as well, because he's got all facets you want to be a top player. But I think that ship has sailed now for Manchester United. You're right though, Matthew Smith, distractions. It would maybe cause distractions just bringing Mason Greenwood back into the squad. Gungshi says, I'm leaning towards 2, but I think we need to know more first. The tape on its own is pretty damning though. Precisely, yes. I mean, that's basically all I'm basing this off of. It's very damning. The situation's changed. It's been dropped. Maybe, maybe the victim and witness, who knows? It said withdrawal of witnesses. Well, who are the witnesses to such things? Who could possibly be the witness? I mean, I don't want to speculate, but it all just sounds like it's been made to go away a little bit here. Yeah, you're right, Butters. Audio recordings can definitely be misleading, 100%. You can take things out of context, but there's a little chunk there. I mean, unless they're going through an audition, unless they're reading an audition part for a movie that involves a fucking sexual assault scene, then it doesn't really make sense to ever have that bit of audio recorded, does it? I mean, would you even do that? And would you be able to do that in a convincing fashion if somebody said, hey, read this script? No, you can't. Yeah, okay, it's out of context, it's just a clip. But what's in that clip is very, very much not very nice. That's the reality, guys. So, look, he's a dirtbag, guys. I don't want him to play for us again. Simple as that. If he does play for us again, I'm seriously going to just be like, well, that's Glazer-nomics, Glazer shithousery. Maybe they're just looking at the fact that he's an expensive asset. He's a highly paid player. They don't just want to cut and lose this asset when he's probably just going to go and end up playing for a rival team, because there will be a team out there that will offer Mason Greenwood an opportunity. Now, it might not be in England because it's a PR nightmare for anybody potentially signing him. But in another country, I could imagine a different country where he could go and play football, no problems, and have a really fruitful career still. Like, he is a quality player. And there's certain countries in the world who wouldn't really give a toss about that. To be honest with you guys, that's just the reality. Things are different, cultures different, places where they wouldn't give a toss about that. So, in terms of Mason Greenwood, he's got opportunities before him. Just don't think it's going to be at Manchester United then. So let's ask the chat, guys. Does he play? This is different to the question we've asked at the top, which is, do you want him to? But do you think Manchester United forgive him? Yes or no? Do you think Manchester United forgive him and let him play on and let him play and we get Mason Greenwood back in the team? Yes or no? Or no, do they terminate his contract? Because that's what it's going to come down to, really, and they're going to have to pay him off. No, says Andy. Yes, says Progressive Minded. Yes, we think they forgive him. Yes, says Unlisted. There's a doubt. It says Scudro. Of course not, says Gandhi. 100% no, says Sean. Really, we need to understand the new evidence and base the decision on that. It could change the whole situation. Fair enough, Roshmono, but I don't think I don't think we're going to be privy to that ever, are we? In terms of new evidence. So the Crown Prosecution has said, the Crown Prosecution have come out and said that they have a duty to stop the case following the withdrawal of key witnesses and new material that came to light. These developments meant that there was no longer a realistic prospect of conviction. In these circumstances, we are under duty to stop the case. We've explained our decision to all parties. So there will be no further comment at this time. I mean, it seems like I don't think we're going to find out about any of that, are we? I mean, if we do, then that would be interesting. But anyway, either way, what's happened is they have stopped the case due to withdrawal of key witnesses. What does that mean? Who's the key witnesses here? Other than the alleged victim. I don't quite understand that. If you're talking about the context of that clip and the alleged potential sexual assault, then, there's not 3 people. We haven't got Phil Jones stood in the fucking corner. Phil Jones haven't withdrawn out of the key witnesses, you know what I mean? He's not recording it on his phone. That's not where the audio's from. Phil Jones holding the phone. So who's the key witnesses? That's what I'm saying. It sounds like it's just gone away. We don't know the relationship there between Mason and the alleged victim here any longer. It may well be that they want to continue, and so therefore this is not really it's gonna have to stop, isn't it? But you're right. It's embarrassing for our club, FJT. We just don't need this, do we? We don't need to be linked with it. That's why I've got a problem with him playing for us, because every single time that he plays, there's going to be this whole barrage of abuse aimed at Mason Greenwood for his allegations. There's going to be also issues in regards to potential sponsors. I mean, he actually had sponsors. He had people pull out of deals with him based on the allegations alone and the clips that came out. So are those companies, here's a question for you guys, are those companies going to rekindle their relationship now with Mason Greenwood? Nike and these sorts of situations, are they going to rekindle their working partnerships with Mason Greenwood? Fuck no, they're not. You know what I mean? They're not. He's the charges have been dropped, but PR-wise, it's a shitstorm. They don't want to be getting involved with something like this now. So, hey, Solo, what's going on, mate? Good to see you, Solo. I hope you're doing good, boss. I hope you're doing well. Get in there, my son. Hey, Ruddy Can't Game, thank you for the £2 super sticker of a cat. It says bye-bye. What's that all about, mate? Thank you for getting in here, Ruddy. But steady on, son. Don't go nowhere. We're only just getting going. Ruddy, thanks for getting in. By the way, guys, we've got 400 legends in here. Let's get a love heart in there for Ruddy. But do us a favor if you're just joining us, guys. Let's get 269 likes. That's the target for the stream. That's my lucky number. 269 dudes. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done. Let's have a like spike. Give us a boost up on the algorithm. Help us compete with the clickbait wankers. Corporation melts. And also get your thoughts and opinions in there. We are going to be dipping in and out the chat as we go along. Football fans never forget. No, that's it. I could just imagine the chants from the opposition terraces coming in now. Bye-bye, Greenwood, says Ruddy Can't Game. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so, Ruddy. I mean, look, if I'm Manchester United's board now and I'm looking at this situation, thinking about the positives and the negatives of this situation. So you draw a line down the middle, you put pros and cons. The pros are he's a fucking quality player who is basically world-class and can definitely be world-class in the future. And we've got him and he's homegrown and he's a, academy product. And those are all big plus points. And he's a fucking great player. Those are big plus points. The bad points is that, it could maybe affect the reputation of the club. A lot of the fan base, a certain percentage of the fan base will not be happy with Mason Greenwood playing. Sponsorship deals maybe could be affected in some way. Stocks and shares and all these sorts of things have to be considered by board members, shareholders, all these sorts of things. So, it has a knock-on effect. They can't just make a decision based on his football talent alone. It's also on his reputation and now what's happened. So, even though he is no longer due to face trial and be found potentially innocent or guilty or anything, he's now had the charges just dropped. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. Yeah. Fair enough. The big guy says, guy is a rat. Audio doesn't lie. That's how I feel as well, bud, to be fair. I mean, I was keeping my cards very close to my chest previously when we were talking about this because, there was an investigation going on. I didn't want to really talk about it and say my true opinions. But my true opinions are that he is a dirtbag. He is a fucking wrong 'un. And so, therefore, I don't think he should play for us because he just, we don't know. We don't know exactly 100% what happened. But it's hard to make somebody look that bad. It's hard to make somebody look that bad. There's an old expression. If you don't want to look stupid, don't say something stupid. If you say something stupid, then you're going to look stupid, aren't you? It's the same as this situation here. If you don't want to be allegedly done for sexual assault and rape, then don't make it seem like in any situation, audio, video, any other fucking situation possible. I mean, I've got to be honest with you guys. I've never been in a situation where somebody could have pressed record and they're like, right, you've got a potential rape situation on the go. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to, it's really going to have to be like quite strange in order to get that level of audio that they got for Mason. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't quite make sense, does it? Anthony Ong, thank you for your highlighted member comment here, boss, and being a member for 6 months. Let's get a hashtag 6 in there. Thank you, Anthony, bro. Come on, thanks for supporting the channel by being a channel member, you legend. He says, I would be fine if Mason plays for us again. He is not guilty in the eyes of the law. We do not know the full story of what happened. That's a fair point, Anthony Ong. Yes, I respect that. Okay, yeah, fair enough. So would you like it would you take O.J. Simpson back at the Arizona Cardinals or wherever the fuck he played for them, my son? You know what I mean? Like, you know, he got off with it as well, bud, and he was found to be innocent in the eyes of the law as well. I think he was guilty in the civil case, though, wasn't he? He had to pay the family like 30 million or something. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Don't really know. Don't quote me on it. But the idea here is that, you know, it's like, come on, it's not, there's already been some evidence that's come out, but we haven't not seen anything. It's not like a Ronaldo case or a situation where you only see, the only thing I saw about the whole Ronaldo situation where he was alleged to have raped somebody is that, you know, there was a picture in a club and a video in a club of him with the alleged victim, and, you know, that's it. Didn't really look, it's just like, that's it. She's talking to him, he's talking to her, you know, that's all you got to base it on. This is different. This has some background which has been leaked. But I feel you, Anthony Young. He says, I would be fine if Mason played for us again. Fair play. I mean, you know, fair play to you for getting in here with your honest opinion. I think most people do feel that way based on the chat. Mgazi Group says, do you think United can help him become a better man considering the fact he grew up at United? Yeah, maybe so. Maybe because of that, they see him like one of their own, like a, you know, like a child that they've raised, like a member of the family. That's fair enough because he is a young lad. They want to put him on the straight and narrow, get him on the right path. Maybe they can do that. Does Ten Hag want to have to do that with this whole shitstorm that's surrounding this right now? It can upset the whole status quo of what's going on. Things are going well at United right now. Mason Greenwood will have a shroud of negativity every single time he features for us, whether he is innocent or not. There will be a shroud of negativity that follows him around for a long time. And he seems like a wrong un. That's all we can. I'm only basing it off on just a clip and stuff, but he seems like a wrong un, guys. Roddy says OJ Simpson was retired by then. Oh, okay then, Mr. Faxman. Getting in here, Jeremy Faxman over here. Calm down, bud. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, would you have him back at your... Okay, whatever. United will loan him out for a year. Well, this is another good prospect you bring up here, Red Devils Gaming. So it's another option that we haven't talked about yet in this stream. So there's a few options here. He gets his contract terminated. That's option one. Option two is Manchester United let him carry on and play for us, and he honours his contract, and he is a Manchester United player, and he's in the squad, and he's introduced back in, and it's all forgiven, all forgotten. That's option two. Option three, I suppose, is they try and cash in and sell him. Maybe go and sell him to Al Nassr or whoever, go and play with Cristiano or something. I don't know. But maybe they could cash in and just get a few million. I don't think they're going to be able to get the sort of money they would have got. I mean, let's face it, Mason Greenwood, if he was floated on the market a month before these allegations surfaced, a year or so ago, he would have been worth £100 million, maybe more, maybe £150 million. Who knows in this crazy climate? That's how good and young and a prospect that he was. So that's how much he would have been worth. Now he's probably worth, like a packet of noodles, a packet of Cheetos, and a prison shiv. Is probably what he's worth now. Like, not very much value because there's not really that. You can't, if you sign him, it's a PR nightmare for a potential club coming in. So yeah, it's not looking good for Mason Greenwood, guys. Who knows? Maybe, like the previous commenter said, if Man United want to try and make him a better person, maybe get him on the straight and narrow, then that's great. But do you know what though? Just want to say that there's a lot of nice people around. There's a lot of nice young people around. It's a lot of shithouses as well. And I do honestly think that, just based on what we've seen, I think he does fall into the shithouse category of over-entitled people who think they could just, they get so much money, so much too soon, these big egos, he thinks he's fucking Superman, untouchable, and just does what he wants. And even if he wants to be horrible to his missus and force himself upon her, he will, because he's Mason fucking Greenwood, mate, and he's a Billy fucking big bollocks. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like he's maybe that sort of person, or maybe he's not. I don't really know him. But that's how I feel. Feel like he's a bit of a wrong one, guys. He failed his medical to prison FC. Oh, yeah. A says people are guilty every day. Just depends if it can be proved. That doesn't make him innocent. Yes, that's true. Exactly. You're absolutely right. The justice system is far from perfect in the UK anyway. I mean, I know of situations before where crimes have been committed and they hasn't got the right justice, and and this hasn't even got to the point of a trial. Ruddy Can't Game, thanks for your super chat, boss. Let's get a cheeky little sue in there for him. Thank you, Ruddy Can't Game, bro. He says, I heard United will bring back some Greenwood. We'll bring back Greenwood for some smoke. Ruddy Can't Game, I don't really know 100% what you're talking about there, my son, but fair play to you. You heard Greenwood will bring back Greenwood. You heard United will bring back Greenwood for some smoke, for some cigarettes. Oh, okay, Roddy. Yeah, nice one, bud. Thank you for that super chat there. I appreciate you, lad. Cars, Planes, Trains and Games says United fans do anything for a trophy. Easy to get off if you got the money. Voice clips don't lie, says Cars, Planes, Trains and Games. Well, not actually true, is it? It's not actually true, is it, bud? Let's be fair. Now, you know, let's be totally honest now, guys. It's actually not. So, although I'm basically damning him off of that clip myself, my own opinion, just the opinions of me, you know, although I am saying that that is something to base it on, it's actually not the case, though. Like, you can't just assume that all audio clips are, you know, are 100% accurate or truly reflect what's going on. There is a lot of out-of-context clips you could make. I mean, I've said a lot of stuff before on this channel where people have sent me a little clip, like, and it sounds like, if you just play a few seconds of it, like I say that I want to fuck a goat or something. But I'm not saying that. It's just out of context in a clip, maybe saying that Phil Jones might want to do that or something. But if you, in the right context of the short clip, then you can make things look slightly out of order. But that was quite a long clip. Like I've said, the only way I think you could recreate that audio with him saying what he's saying and doing what he's doing and acting out what he's acting out is if he was acting it out in a drama class or something and they've recorded the bloody clip. So how do you get that level of audio if that's not actually going on? And it's quite damning audio, but it also is not 100% true. It's not 100% necessary, you know, it doesn't paint the whole picture because we don't know. We don't know. Wessex Mercier, you see, there you go. Wessex Mercier comes in here. Like I say, if you're reading a script, or he says it could have been role play, who knows? Interesting. I mean, that is actually very interesting, Wessex Mercier, because, you know, we've talked about that previously as well, in terms of like whether or not it could have been something like that. And you bring up a great point. I mean, if you were let's just say this, I'm not suggesting this person did this, but if you were a real piece of shit person and you wanted to get somebody in trouble, or, I don't know, get something from them, whatever it may be, I don't know, and you're a woman, or not necessarily a woman, but just for this purpose, right? And you said, right, let's do a rape fantasy this evening, and then you slyly record it and send it off to the police. Like, fucking hell, that is actually, now you've just mentioned it, I mean, that is actually a potentially horrible situation I have to deal with, isn't it? It's a very interesting point you just made there. But also at the same time, should you really be indulging in rape fantasies, mate, when you're a professional footballer? And you've got, you know, shouldn't you be, you know, checking that your missus hasn't got her phone out recording, mate? You know, it's very unlikely. I don't really see it being the case that is a, you know, that it would be a role play thing, but you never know. That's what I mean. That's why it's true to say that in terms of evidence that we got and that we've seen, that the evidence that there is of the audio recording, that is definitely not enough to convict him on, or that's not enough to go on to say that he's innocent or he's guilty. And that's me saying that, who thinks he's a dirtbag based on that audio. That audio, in the eyes of the law, it's not enough to convict him, definitely not. Because, like I've just said, there could be other reasons, like Wessex Mercier just said, who knows? Could be other reasons. You need to have a bigger picture here. Now, what the police did do, what we know they did do, is that you know, he had his devices checked, he had all of that stuff checked. There was, they would have looked for other evidence and, you know, other indicators to suggest if there was abuse taking place. And they've reached the conclusion that the case is now dropped. So, you know, maybe there's not like loads and loads and loads and loads of abuse here, but it's just a case of there is definitely a very damning bit of public information that came out. He isn't perfect, Pig, says Rashid Valencia. Okay, nobody's perfect there, you know, nobody's perfect, but, you know, what are we saying here? Nobody's perfect, but, you know, he's a potential, you know, come on, there's perfect, and then there's being an alleged rapist. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Oh, was a prison joke. Cigarettes are currency. Oh, yeah, of course. Freddie can't game. Fucking hell. Should have got that, shouldn't I, mate? He's worth a packet of cigarettes and a loaf of cornbread, my son. Let's go, Ruddy can't game. Some people have weird fetishes, says Wessex Mercier. No, it's a fair point, Wessex Mercier. Okay, maybe that's true. I mean, look, there's certainly people out there, I'm sure, who do have those sorts of sexual assault fantasies and they want to be dominated and all this kind of stuff. I mean, just think about that fucking 50 Shades of Grey book, guys. You know, if that was so popular, every woman's reading that book. It's about some guy who's like horrible to a miss, just like, or this woman, and just like, you know. Anyway, we're not getting into it, but the point is, you can't. It's not enough to convict someone on any way, is what I'm saying. But we're not suggesting that is the case. That is the case at all. Mikato, thank you very much for getting in here with your highlighted member comment, boss. Being a member 16 months. Thank you very much indeed. Mikato, 16. Let's get 16 in there for Mikato. Shout out to Mikato. Check out his channel on YouTube. Go give him a follow, guys. He's trying to grow a channel over there. Mr. Mikato, your legend. He says, we have to move on from him. Too much controversy. Spot on, agree with you, man. Smash a 69 in there if you agree. Maybe not the best number to put in there, but no, smash a 69 in there if you agree. I agree with you. It's time to move on from Mason Greenwood. We've got to cut our losses on him, man. He's a PR shitstorm. We don't need him. I mean, we do kind of need him, actually. Like, in terms of, as a player, what a great player to slot into the top of this team right now when we're struggling for goals. But no, 69, Smithy agrees, Hoopman agrees, Bepto agrees, Ruddy agrees. Steve says, we all made a mistake, give him a chance. Yeah, Steve, look, though, fair enough, but we don't even know if it's 100% even a crime that's been committed. It's been dropped now. But the fact is, we all make mistakes, but there's levels of mistakes, you know? There's levels of mistakes. If you're a child killer, you should never get a second chance. And if you steal a loaf of bread from a shop because you're hungry and you want to feed your family, you deserve a second chance. There's levels to this game, and on the grand scheme of things, these allegations are quite bad. These allegations are quite bad. This isn't just as clear-cut as, oh, he's made a mistake. The club is, yeah, Marcus Alonso. He murdered someone, didn't he? Dad Bod. Didn't Marcus Alonso? He's a fucking murderer, mate. Thank you, Ben Dello, for subscribing to the channel. By the way, guys, yeah, if you guys are new to this channel right now, do us a big favour, hit the subscribe button. We're on here every day giving you all the latest updates in a no bullshit, no clickbait, no pump out spam way. So if you enjoy the vibe, if you enjoy the community is awesome, by the way. Shout out to the Mighty Bacon Brigade. Then hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 70,000 subscribers. We're very close. We're actually less than 300 away now. The only way we're going to get there is if you, that's right, you, scratching your ball bag with a pencil right now. Put it down. You subscribe. Hit that subscribe button out there. And drop a like on it as well. You might as well drop the like. We have just hit 191. We're only 9 away off 200, so keep hitting the thumbs up if you're just joining. Yes, good point, Andy Young. He says, Pig, what about the threats to kill whilst he was in custody that led to him being rearrested? I know. How's that been just rushed under the carpet? So let's read the rest of this statement once again, because that wasn't there. So it says here, faced allegations of attempted rape, controlling and coercive behaviour and assault. All 3 charges related to the same woman. And they've been dropped. But it does not actually mention anything in regards to what you just said, which is, I remember when he was further rearrested for the threats to kill, like you say. So I do wonder what's happened there. Look, basically, the way I'm looking at this, and I could be wrong, I'm no legal expert at all. But the way I'm looking at this is, due to a lack of witnesses is one of the main reasons why this case has been dropped. Well, who are the witnesses? Phil Jones weren't filming in the corner of the room, was he? So that's what I'm saying. Things have changed. People don't want to pursue this, it seems. That's the large thing about this. And also, I guess, they've conducted their own investigation. They haven't found all that much, other than, I guess, what we've seen, perhaps. Or there is no, maybe, strong basis for conviction based on what they've got. They don't have a strong enough evidence, perhaps. Okay, so just a little bit more that came out, by the way. So Greater Manchester Police said the decision to drop the charges had not been taken lightly. Chief Superintendent Michaela Kerr, GMP's head of public protection, said it was only fair that the force publicised the latest development given the significant media coverage of this case. She added that the investigation team has remained in regular contact with the legal team, providing any updates of note, and so understand that the rationale for this discontinuation of proceedings at this stage and that this decision has not been taken lightly. Despite the media and I just read that, didn't I? No, sorry. Despite the media and public's interest in this case, we have decided not to comment on it in any further detail. So, you know, that's a little bit odd, isn't it? Miss Kerr did, however, appeal to people who felt they were or might have been a victim, reiterating GMP's commitment to investigating allegations of violence against women and girls. She continued, an ever-increasing number of officers are receiving specialist training in the forces, more consistently utilising tools available via the criminal justice system, if you want to call it that. Sounds like a criminal gas system to me. Not being funny, I mean, this is just from a broader point of view here. Little 2-minute run. I've just got to get this off my chest, mate. What the fuck's the matter with the justice system in this country, mate? I'm not even in the UK right now, actually. But in the UK, the justice system is wank. You could go out there and you can kill somebody cold stone dead in cold blood. And you could be out in 10 years or 12 years, if you with good behaviour or whatever, to walk the streets again and kill yet again if you want to. And even if you don't want to kill again, if you want to, like, you can literally destroy many people's lives, not just the person's life that you took, but all their loved ones' lives that love that person. The knock-on effect is insane. We don't have tough enough punishments for crimes in the UK. That's just all I'm saying. You know, for certain violent, horrendous crimes, for people who commit absolute atrocities, it should be locked away, thrown away, the lot. Forever, man. You know, I'm not all about, you know, like all the soft sentences in the UK. It's a disgrace. You hear about people assaulting old grannies, getting smashed, punching some old granny, stealing their purse, getting 2 years in prison or something. You know, like, what the fuck's going on with this country, honestly? It's an absolute state. My God. Anyway. Yeah, there you go. Sex offenders get such a short time. Yeah, and drug dealers get a lot more. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying drug dealers are good. That destroys, you know, certainly strong drugs. I mean, my personal opinion is that all drugs should actually be legalized in some way. Not so you can just go into a shop and buy smack, but so that, you know, you can actually control it. You can make sure that smack heads are getting put into rehabilitation programs. They can go to a certain place to get it, etc. Not make criminals out of drug addicts, basically, is what I'm saying. But either way, just to get back onto it, you're right. You know, they give drug dealers huge sentences. If you rob a bank, if you were to rob a financial institution, you would get 25 years in prison or something. If you commit some sort of a sexual assault, though, or, you know, murder or whatever, you don't seem to get as bad of punishment. It's quite crazy, isn't it? So it all comes down to money. Anyway, so there you go. I don't think we're not getting into that right now, guys. There's many reasons why I think if you look at some good, forget it. We're not talking about drugs right now, but definitely policing would be improved without having the cost and the drain of all the drugs and the drug addicts and the black market that it produces as well in regards to the underworld and all the gangs and criminality that goes on in regards to the drug trade. You know, you just get rid of all of that. Get rid of all of that. Anyway, okay. So let's get back into it. If you're just getting in the stream, guys, let's talk about what's happened at the start of this. We have got some good news, which I will talk about in a little bit as well. Briefly. Kate Cadet, how you doing? He says, I agree all drugs should be legal. Yes, I don't think you should have heroin shops. But like I say, if you're a smackhead, I don't think anybody really truly wants to be a smackhead when they get addicted to smack. It's like you can get them off it, wean them off it with certain programs and, you know, make at least the smack they're taking safe so they don't fucking die, you know, or something like that. Or they don't have to go out there and commit crimes in order to steal the money to get this smack to feed their horrendous addiction that has got hold of them because of the failings of society, probably more than anything else as well, in some way. Susan Lively says, Eric Ten Hag will make the decision that is best for the team and the club. Love that, Susan. True. It's down to Ten Hag, I think, this. It's a good point you've just made, Susan. We're all talking about, what did Manchester United want to do? The board and the shareholders and the board members, of course they're going to have a say, but Ten Hag is definitely going to have a say in this also. To say that he's not got any say is silly, because if he doesn't want to bring Mason back and doesn't want to disrupt the squad, he's not coming back. And if he desperately wants him back, you know, and really wants to talk to some of the people upstairs at Manchester United to try and get him back, he can have some influence on it. So it may well happen. It may well happen, but I'm not so sure. Mason Greenwood might want to go himself, to be honest, this weekend. True. I mean, that's a really good point, actually. If you're Mason Greenwood thinking about staying in English football, you're going to get so much abuse every single week. It's going to be pretty horrendous. You're right. And I don't think this whole media storm's going away anytime soon. So that's a good point. Mason Greenwood may look to move elsewhere. Like if you're him, you do have opportunities in front of you over in certain countries, like I said, Saudi Arabia or wherever. Certain countries would not really be too bothered about this sort of stuff. So they might want to take him and have him play for him. He is a great player. So that could happen. I could see that happen, to be fair. I think that's probably his best course of action, really, is to not stay at Manchester United, go elsewhere, go abroad somewhere where he's going to get game time, still have a career, still get paid handsomely, and not be treated by opposition fans or the media in such a villainous way, because over there, you know, he won't be seen in such a villainous way. So I think it's a good point. Coda said, thank you for subscribing to the channel there, Coda said. Nice one. I appreciate you hitting that subscribe button, Coda said. Okay, so Greenwood did release a statement, by the way. If you're just getting in the stream, we read this at the start of the stream, but Greenwood statement post all of this information coming out that the case has been dropped. He said, I am relieved that this matter is now over. I would like to thank my family, loved ones and friends for their support. There will be no further comment at this time. So, you know, yeah. Interesting. Interesting, guys. I bet he's bloody happy that this is over. Crikey. I mean, he's a very lucky boy in the sense that he could have been looking at serious time for this if it had gone to trial and if there was any more evidence that came out. I guess there wasn't enough evidence to convict. Like I said, that audio recording alone, although damning, is definitely not enough to convict somebody on. And if there wasn't any much more, it's not worth pursuing. But he's a very lucky boy because I think he is a bit of a dirtbag. I think he's probably lucky that there isn't maybe more evidence or, you know, longer recordings or whatever that there is. And he's a very lucky boy. He's a very lucky boy to get away with it. Can we do a Real watch along right now, says Rashad V? That's not going to happen, boss. No, that's not going to happen. And the club statement, of course, Manchester United, they're conducting their own sort of investigations, I suppose, now. Or not, you know, their own process, it says. So they've said Manchester United notes the decision of the Crown Prosecution Service that all charges against Mason Greenwood have been dropped. The club will now conduct its own process before determining the next step. So we still don't know what the outcome of the club's decision will be. But it's either going to be you're playing for us again, you're sacked, terminated, or we're going to try and you're just going to sack it off in the reserves for a while, or, you know, whatever, Phil Jones, hang out with Phil Jones in the tea room until we can find you at a club who wants to take you off our hands. Those are essentially the three options. So let's ask the chat, which one do you think is more realistic, guys? So option one, he stays at Man United. Option two, we terminate the deal when he's a free agent. Or option three, he sticks around a while and we sell him reasonably soon. What do you think are the option? What do you think is the most realistic there? One, says Outlaw Torn, we keep him and play him. Two, says Andy Young, we get rid. Loan deal, says Rushman. That's an interesting one. Who's going to take him on loan now? I don't think an English club would take him on loan, because what you're asking the team who's taken him on loan to do is basically eat the PR shit sandwich for you. You know what I mean? They're like, look. Have some extra bread with it. It won't taste that bad. Eat the PR shitstorm sandwich for us. Let all of the sudden early Mason Greenwood hatred boil over playing for fucking, fucking Tromso or something. Well, not Tromso, but, you know, Torino or something. Who knows? I'm just saying, that's an interesting idea. West Brom to take him on loan, says Greg L. He goes on loan to abroad and comes back if he plays well, says Red Devils Gaming. Could happen, couldn't it? The law can sometimes make mistakes. For example, Jimmy Savile, Sel Mason, says Random Human. There you go, exactly. Again, Random Human. That was more of a cover-up, though. You know, people knew about that fucking sicko's goings on and antics back in the day, mate, and they covered it up, didn't they? Does it mean Greenwood's girlfriend didn't press charges? Well, I think that's what it essentially means, Rajat Felicia. You know, when they say that it's down somewhat to witnesses dropping out and this kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. No, I don't actually know. We've only got that statement to go on that the CPS released, so they haven't gone into too much detail. We don't have the information in regards to extra evidence. They haven't made us privy to any extra evidence. They've just said that what they've got to go on is not enough to convict, so there's no point of pursuing it, essentially. Sell him to Chelsea, says Murray Hislop. Qatar will love him there, says Matt Dixon. If he works as a McDonald's work, he deserves jail, says Cootie007. Cootie007 brings up a cracking point. Interesting point you just brought up. So, I mean, who knows? It may be his profile, the fact he's got a lot of money, you know, maybe these things do factor into this whole situation. If he worked at McDonald's, like you say, would this have been dropped? Who knows? Wuhan FC may be a fit, though, says Outlaw Torn. The virus joins the virus, mate. We can finally have a US tour again now that Ronaldo's gone to superstar. Right, yeah, that's true, and that's what we're doing, aren't we? I think, aren't we going to Vegas or something, bro, in the summer? Abel's 2009 says rival fans will want us to sack him, and then they will take him. It would be stupid to not bring him back. Generational talent. Well, fair enough, Abels. I do agree that he was or is a generational talent. I agree with you. I think he's had the potential, at least, to be a Ballon d'Or winner. So I agree with you in that sense. He's a brilliant, brilliant player, and he would definitely strengthen Manchester United's team right now, just from his talent point of view alone. But there is a negativity that is arriving with Mason. And it's not all plain sailing with taking Mason Greenwood in there, who has these allegations against him. We should never play in the league again ever now. He should never play again in the league, says Paul Hammond. Vegas, baby, says fire up. Matt Gwynner says English media might protect Greenwood as he's a prospect. Right, okay, yeah, fair enough. I mean, they might. It seems like the media, you know, already sort of judged him a little bit themselves, though, previously, and all of his sponsors dropped him and that kind of thing. Chrissy J, you legend, he says, I reckon he'll be sent away for rehabilitation in a fitness program and he'll return pre-season. What sort of rehabilitation's that? Do you know what I mean? Rehabilitation for the criminally insane? No, fair enough. No, fair enough. I mean, that's it. They may well decide to keep him, Chrissy. I've got 10 retweets. That's awesome. Thank you, Aaron. I'll read them out in a little bit. Guys, you see the link at the top of the live chat there? It says retweet. Go over to Twitter. Give us a little retweet. Help us out. We are trying to spread the word around. So hit the old share button on Twitter. I'll give you a shout out in a little bit. Nice one. Just very quickly, I want to talk about some good news, and then we're going to get into the live chat and see all of your guys' thoughts on Greenwood or any other Manchester United goings on you want to talk about for 10-15 minutes at the end of this video. But firstly, I want to talk about Greg L, who's been a member for 25 months, boss. Let's get hashtag 25 in the chat. That's not what I want to talk about, but it's just popped up. Greg L, thank you for being a member 25 months. He says 25 months a member. Dudes, come on, let's get hashtag 25 in there for Greg. That's a long time, man. Thank you so much, bud. Thank you so much. Greg L, everybody. Thank you. Appreciate that, Greg. One positive piece of news to talk about, guys. Raphael Varane has retired from international duty for France. Get in there, my son. Come on, that is big news, guys. For Man United, that's actually fucking awesome. Because he's an injury-prone melt. And when he was away on international duty with France, he's likely to get injured. We're always concerned and worried about him getting injured on international duty, and often he would pick up a little bit of a knock or something. So I do believe that it's a brilliant move, this. Raphael Varane is going to extend his career as well by doing this. Now, it's a bit strange because he's still in the peak of his powers. He's absolutely immense still. He's only 29 years of age as well, Raphael Varane. Is that right, guys? I'm pretty sure he's not even 30 yet. So he's 29. You would think most defenders, look at Chiellini or whoever, you know, or Puyol, whoever, you want to play to 35, 36, 30, maybe more. So 34, definitely. You would think at 33 years of age in 4 years' time, he would be wanting to try and feature in, you know, the World Cup. He's only going to be 33 then for the World Cup for France, certainly the Euros in a couple of years' time as well. So it is a little bit strange because I would have thought that he would have wanted to be available to try and do that. But you know what? He has won the World Cup with France in 2018. So You know, he's already been there, done that. He's won it. He's represented his country like 90 odd times. The guy's had a tremendous glittering international career and has been one of the best centre-backs in the world over the last decade. So he's certainly had an amazing career on the international stage. So he's done it all, really. Doesn't have to carry on. But I am a little bit surprised that he's not carrying on. But maybe it's the smartest thing that he's ever done, because for longevity-wise, just to manage, he is an injury-prone player, to get more out of his playing club career, to have a longer career, to be fitter, to be more available, you know, less travelling, all that sort of stuff. It does make a lot of sense for him. So I'm over the moon for Raphael Varane, because he's been pretty awesome since ever he's came in. And this season he's really established a great partnership with Martinez. It's like having, all of a sudden, a fantastic duo once again at the back. You know, we had Rio and Vidic, we've had Brucey and Pallister, and we've had fucking Smalling and Jones, who are shite. And we've had good and bad over the years, and now we've got good players again in the centre-back positions, and it shows with our performances. So anyway, Raphael Varane, he will now have probably a better club career at Manchester United over the next couple of seasons because of this, because he's retired from international duty. So happy days, get in there. But let's just get some applause emojis in there, some France flags if you want. Because, you know, he has had a tremendous international career. He's won the World Cup and all the rest of it. And he's now retired to focus and dedicate his time to Manchester United, my son. Get in there. There's nothing to not like about that, is there? O'Shea and Brown says Sonic Asylum. Ibra is playing at age 41. But yeah, but Ibra's not human, is he? My name is Zlatan, and I am lying, my friend. Zlatan is not a regular human being. Zlatan does not abide by laws of physics. Zlatan is alien. Zlatan is lion. Zlatan lives in Serengeti with gazelles. Zlatan is not regular DNA genetic organism. Zlatan is own genetic makeup. Zlatan is totally unique individual. Zlatan is omnipotent. Zlatan does what Zlatan wants. Anyway, so, you know, Zlatan's different though, mate. You can't be judging people against Zlatan. Don't judge people against Zlatan. They're always going to come off second best. The guy's a fucking beast, mate. You know? Yeah, no. Plus, you have to remember that Varane's an injury-prone player. That's the difference here. Yes, he's retired at 29 international duty. Zlatan retired from international duty, though, didn't he? Pretty sure, a couple of years back. So there's something for that. If you want a longer career playing football, if you want to have more longevity throughout your club career, you kind of have to sack in international football at some point. You're either going to play until your complete retirement day, and that day comes a little bit earlier maybe, or you just take it easy the last couple of seasons of your career, don't play international football, and then, you know, and then you can just focus and get a longer career because you're not having to play all those extra games. And you're also not having to do that travelling and that extra wear and tear. It's just causing injuries, and, you know, you just don't need it. It's easier. So it does actually make sense. You will be able to manage your career better by not playing for your national side. Carragher retired early, says fire up. Who the fuck wanted Carragher in England's team anyway, mate? You know what I mean? Govu says Zlatan got replaced by Victor Gyökeres. I mean, Carragher was good, to be fair. Don't get me wrong. Carragher was a good player. He was slow, but he was good. You know, but we had too many good players ahead of him, is what I mean, at the time in England. He's getting nowhere near getting nowhere near ahead of Rio and Terry and these guys, was he? Jarvis says, innocent until proven guilty is integral for our civilization. If you accept this concept, we must take him back. Anything else would be insufferable. Maybe so, Jarvis Cocker. I feel you, but different scenario, though. Usually we wouldn't have evidence. Usually we wouldn't have public information that came out in regards to audio clips and things like this. Usually we wouldn't have that information. So people have already made up some sort of conclusion based on the evidence that was presented before them, before any of this trial or dropping the case has happened. So yes, okay, they've dropped the case because there's not enough to convict him based on that. And also the witnesses have pulled out or something like that. And so therefore there's no real basis for them to continue. But it doesn't actually mean, I'm just going to say this, it doesn't mean that he didn't do it either. Just because they dropped his charges and dropped the case and all that, doesn't mean he didn't do it either. Definitely doesn't mean that he did. You're right. It doesn't, you know, he's not guilty. It doesn't mean that he did, but it doesn't mean that he didn't do it either. Let's just be clear. Yeah. JRB says charges dropped does not equal not guilty. Precisely. That's it. I mean, you can make a case go away in some instances just by, you know, how many hush money cases do you hear about all around the world, largely in America, where, you know, there's some crime or some allegation that takes place, and rather than go through the whole court process, just go, you know what, just give you 10 million quid and you shut the fuck up about it. Do you know what I mean? That happens all the time. Yeah, Dan, I do take your opinion as well, and I'm with you, but to be fair, even if it's controversial, I agree. He says, we all heard the tapes. For me, nothing changes. Still a shit guy. There you go, pal. I'm kind of with you as well, bud. I'm kind of with you as well. Right, I'm just going to get into a couple little bits more information I've got here, guys, very quickly about, you know, a couple of new United bits of news and info that have come out. Then we're going to get into the chat. But, yeah, supposedly we're looking at Joseph Juranovic. Right back is on the list for Manchester United. We're looking at maybe bringing him in at some point. Another player linked to us in the right back position. We've got quotes from Erik ten Hag on Sabitzer. He says, I've known the player for a long time at Salzburg and especially Leipzig. He's been fantastic. And I expect the same here. He's got a great attitude. He's the right age. I'm sure this opportunity will motivate him and he will perform. So Ten Hag happy to get his guy in there. That's absolutely cracking stuff. And just on Erik ten Hag, can we just take a little moment to appreciate the Dutch Stone Cold Steve Austin? Give me a hell yeah in the live chat. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold Ten Hag said so. That's right. Oh yeah. He has had a cracking start at this football club, hasn't he? So we've got some statistics here from his first opening 33 games. These are the stats. 33 games, 24 wins, a win percentage of 73%. 60 goals in those 33 games, 16 clean sheets in those 33 games. So half of the games keeping clean sheets. I mean, what a tremendous record. You couldn't have asked for anything better than that at the start of his Man United career. So I just want to, let's get some orange emojis in the live chat to celebrate this Dutch legend that's come in here and has transformed this football club in a short period of time. That's an incredible win ratio. It's an incredible record to have, you know, taking over a club that was struggling. Probably not Mariano. I'm in Spain, bud. So I've moved to Spain, lad. It would be pretty much impossible for me to actually pull that off right now in terms of being able to afford going to London and all that shit. Definitely not. Definitely not. Oranji Boom says Sonic Asylum. Ten Hag will guide MSG very well, says Cosmic. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, anyway, so yes, but Ten Hag has done very, very well with whoever he's developed this season. Cake says Madhouse, there isn't enough evidence to say Greenwood is good. That's true, there isn't. Gangster says Pig, I think he's exceeded expectations. Definitely, he's like Mr. Kipling, isn't he? He makes exceedingly good tactical decisions, and he's definitely exceeded expectations. I agree entirely. I would have been happy if, say, we were like, you know, 4th or 5th right now on the cusp of Champions League, to be fair, based on how shit we were last season and how much of a mess of this club is and the owners and all the rest of it. You know, I would have been kind of happy with that. But the fact is, now we're in a League Cup final. It's a cup final. I don't care what anyone says. It is still a cup final. And it's the first available competition that anybody can win this season. And it's going to be Ten Hag with the opportunity to win it. That's brilliant. What an amazing start just to be in a competition. You could win. You could lift a trophy. You could already win a trophy for Man United. That's mad. That's awesome. We're doing well in the league. We're not even that far off of first, but certainly we're cemented in top 4. Top 4's looking real good at the moment. We're in the FA Cup. That's getting through the latter stages. Once that starts, you know, getting through to the quarter semis, it really hots up. Everyone wants to win that trophy, definitely. And then, of course, the Europa League is still to play for. We've got Barcelona in a very awesome tie. Well, if he navigates those, we'll be thinking about winning the Europa League as well. So he actually has exceeded all expectations. We're the only team in the top flight here, I think, in any of Europe's top leagues, if I seem to remember. Or maybe it's just England. Don't know. Or maybe it's the Football League. But yeah, either way, we're the only club that are in all the competitions. We're still in all the available competitions that we are in. So pretty exceptional to be saying that in February, because yeah, I wouldn't have expected us to do that. I would have expected us to struggle more under Ten Hag because he's just started. I would have expected us to bottle it out in the League Cup 4th round or the FA Cup, you know, whatever. I wouldn't have expected us to be in all competitions, winning all the games, and doing well in everything. It's actually exceptional. Ten Hag is so cool. He pisses ice cubes to Star Age. Oh god, that sounds like it stings, bud. You must have a very large urethra, lad. IQ Insane says, when someone's charges drop, he deserves his life back, says IQ Insane. Tell that to O.J. Simpson's victim's family, bud. Rajavi says, and Mason Greenwood leaving could be a good thing, and Ahmed and Facundo to develop. There you go. He could upset things, couldn't he, if he's introduced back into the side anyway. Jarvis says, no pig, there's no mayor. Innocent until proven guilty is not to be taken lightly upon. It's integral for our civilization. Nothing else would work, or we might as well go back to anarchy. Yes, from a legal standpoint, Jarvis Cocker, absolutely. This is different, though, bud. This isn't just, is he innocent? Let's lock him up. Is he not innocent? Let's not lock him up. No, this is he's a footballer playing for a team where there's millions and millions of fans all around the world, a lot of which are kids, a lot of which aspire and look up to these people, and he's got allegations against him of sexual assault and audio clips of him saying things like, I'm not even going to repeat it. That's what the problem is, Jarvis. We're not separating the fact that, innocent until proven guilty. He's not going to prison, mate. He's not going to prison. We know that. Doesn't stop the fact he's a fucking dirtbag, though, pal. In my opinion. Okay, if your opinion's different, but I don't agree with you. I think he's a dirtbag. Theo says, love at Finland. It has the best justice system. Murderers, they become your accountant. Imagine if that was in the UK. There you go, Theo. I still think we should have people going out working in prisons. I think we should have get all the bloody criminals out fixing the roads. How many potholes are there out about in the UK, guys? You drive down the road, you're fucking getting your axle changed on your car every other bloody week. Get a new bloody tyre every other week. How many potholes? Get the fucking criminals out, filling them up. You know what I mean? Do something. Get something worth. You know what I mean? There you go. Gerard Ryan says, if I owned a company, I'd not want him to be associated with my brand. That's the point I was making about his sponsors as well. So Nike and these sorts of people dropped ties and they made public statements, distancing themselves from Mason Greenwood and condemning the potential allegations. Now, what you're saying, Jarvis, is that those brands should take him back now. That, those brands, now that the charges are dropped, they should take him back. No, for a start, he's not actually been found innocent. There's something different here. This is not a trial that's taken place. He hasn't gone through the trial and the process. No, the charge has just been dropped before it's got to that point for various reasons, which we don't really truly know about right now. So, no, it's not as clear cut as he's innocent or guilty. It's actually not. It's more the fact that he's tarnished. The brands aren't going to want to take him back as ambassador or figure person for their brands because of these links, because of these, because of this. That's the facts. Pig, if you're not guilty, you're innocent, says Palmarius. Well, in the eyes of the law, Palmarius. In the eyes of the law, Palmarius. I mean, I still think O.J. Simpson is a murderer. So, we obviously disagree on this. That's what I mean. I will make up my own opinion. Doesn't mean that I'm right, by the way. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I may well be wrong about that. All I'm saying is, if the law says one thing, doesn't actually mean that's the case. I know personally injustices and crimes that have taken place in my local community. I know personally where justice was not served fully. And that's the reality. So that's not even the case either. Andy says, Pig, just remember that if someone breaks into your home in the UK and trying to kill you, but you hurt them or kill them before they can hurt you, then you go down for it, which is insane. I don't think that's true, Andy. I don't think that's true. I think if they try to, you've just said if they try to kill you. I think it's more like if they try to rob you, like they're trying to rob you and you stick an axe in their back when they're running off with your fucking TV, then you might get done for it. But I think if they come to your house trying to kill you and you kill them, I think you're perfectly okay to do that, mate. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to just allow them to fucking kill you, bud. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we have reasonable force laws, says Palmarius. What are we? What are we? The Patriots? Hell no more, says Theo. Anyway. Anyway, guys, right, we got 316 legends in here. I'm going to read a bunch more comments out for 5-10 minutes. Then we're going to wrap this stream up. It's been a heck of a debate, though, guys. You know, that's it. We love everyone's opinions around here. So I've got the poll running. Most of you guys would disagree with me. I personally do not think Greenwood should be playing for us again. That's my humble opinion, based on what I've heard. That's all my own assessment. 73% of the live chat. We've had 1,235 votes, by the way. By the way, we've had 1,235 votes and 235 likes on the stream. You what? You know what I mean? People can have a vote, but they can't drop the fucking like on a vid. Hit that like button, everyone. Let's get 300 likes on this stream. And if you're new, hit the subscribe. Get in the chat. You only need to be subscribed for 0 seconds to have your say. So come and join us in the live chat. Oh, it's Don Gungshilione. Oh, Don Gungshilione. Don Gungshi, mate, thank you very much for gifting out 5 members of the channel. Let's get some Phil Jones emojis in there to celebrate Don Gungshi there and his generosity. Thank you so much, Gungshi. You're a legend, lad. Come on. Get in there, Gungshi. Thank you very much for gifting 5 members out. Ashwin was gifted a membership there. FJT was gifted membership. Vincent Bullock was gifted membership. He's going to be bloody loving that. Kerfuffles was gifted membership. Ashwin. And also Callum Karen. Welcome aboard, guys. Welcome aboard the Bacon Express. Choo-choo. Nice one, dude. Thank you very much to Gungshi, though, guys. What an absolute legend. That's very kind of you, Gungshi. Thanks for the support, bro. And thank you for making 5 people's dreams come true in the Bacon Brigade. You are now part of the mighty Hamada. Do I want him to play, says Matthew? No, I don't, actually. I actually don't. I mean, from a talent point of view, absolutely, yes, he's great. But from a shithousery point of view, no, just my honest opinion. I think he's a dirtbag. Thank you, Gungshi. I wasn't allowed to say these things previously, but I think he's a shithouse. What shirt will Sabitzer wear? I think it's 15, isn't it, Primot? Thing is, Gungshi, do it on our channel as well, says Kerfuffles. What's that there, Kerfuffles? Don G, get in there. Yes, he is an absolute legend. Pig, Ronaldo had accusations too. Didn't hear the same level of hate for him. He was accused too, and we were all suing last season. He was accused, and if Mason Greenwood was accused, I'm just saying this now. Here, right, this is the difference, Palmaris. Thanks for your comment, bud, because it makes me make this point, which I'm glad I want to make this point. Ready? Here we go. There was no audio recording of Ronaldo being forceful, sounding like a rapey individual, was there? If there was, and that was out in the public domain and it was leaked and there was an investigation going on for potential alleged rape, you would be looking at Cristiano Ronaldo in a much different light. The reason that we don't is because there is no evidence, probably because there isn't any basis for that. That's my personal opinion. But if there was audio similar to what Mason Greenwood's, came out, like that kind of audio from Ronaldo, we would be looking at Ronaldo in exactly that sort of same way, because it makes him look like a fucking scumbag, bud. That's the reality. So there is no clips of Ronaldo, sexually assaulting somebody. Kamal says, fuck me, people are deluded. Okay, Kamal, fair enough, but I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. Everybody's got different opinions, though. You have 13 retweets. Let's check out the retweets, Aaron. Thanks for that, boss. Let's go over to Twitter. Give us a retweet if you haven't done so, guys. I'm going to go shout everyone out now who gives us a retweet. Give us a follow up there as well at Flying Pig United on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter again. Give us a follow. But we've got 13 retweets on Twitter, guys. That helps us spread the word. So thanks to all you legends who shared the show. I want to say thank you to Aaron Homeyard and Kane, Transfers MUFC, Feline Fur, Vincent Bullock, Anthony Ong, Namasiku, Edward McAllister, Ben Bessemer, John, Matty Gwinnett, and Susan Lively Sue. Thank you so much, guys and gals, for retweeting the show. And also the tweeter as well, Stavanger. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much, bro. Okay, brilliant, guys. That's absolutely brilliant. All right, then, guys. So I'm going to get into the chat for a few more minutes. Then we're going to have to finish this show. But it's been a great debate. It's been a great debate. Vincent says, Pig, can you read my comment, please? Last one. Let's have a look, Vincent. I'll scroll up here just for you, bud. Let's see what you're saying here. This better be worth it. Vincent says, oh my God, I can't believe this is the third time this has happened to me. A membership from the Don Gungshi. Thanks, mate. That was really not worth it. But welcome aboard, though, Vincent Bullock. Eddie's Football Waffle. Thank you, Eddie, for the likes tally. Says we got 234 likes. That's good going, everyone. Thanks for dropping a like button on it. Do hit the likes if you haven't. Lisa Ray's just subscribed. Thank you, Lisa, for hitting the subscribe button. Piggy, if Greenwood goes on to score goals for Man United, will you celebrate them, says Kate Cadet. I mean, you know, fundamentally, I don't really want him to play for Man United. So I'm going to say no. But if he scored a winner in a cup final, then, you know, am I just going to sit there and go, you know? So probably yes, Kate Cadet. Shitty question, though, mate. Do you know what I mean? You won't celebrate. I wouldn't want to celebrate either. But if he scores one in the cup final. Ian Norton says all the creeps want Greenwood bad. I am surprised that there's so many of the live chat want Greenwood back. 70-odd% of the vote. I am a little bit surprised about that myself. Because he does seem like a weirdo, mate, like you said. Lisa Ray says, hi, I'm new to this, but I took my son to Carrington and we got to see Sanitizer arrive. I'm buzzing. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, well, that would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it, watching the next batch of COVID hand sanitizer arrive off the lorry. That would be awesome, Lisa Ray. No, I know what you're saying. Sabitz, a little bit of autocorrect got you there. Autocorrect got you there, Lisa. That's awesome, though. You got to see Sabitzer arrive. Eddie's Football Waffle says, Pigo, I bet you've mentioned already, but can you go over what you think the Glazers will do with Greenwood if he don't play, sell, release? Yeah, okay, so, well, there's three options, isn't there? They either play him and just carry on as normal, and there you go, he's a player in this squad and an asset. They either sell him to some team abroad for cheap, which is a lot cheaper than he would have been worth, or they terminate the contract and get rid of him completely. I doubt they're not going to do that, are they? They're not going to terminate his contract and let him go and sign for somebody else for free and take the hit of money and pay his remainder of his contract and all that. They're not going to do that. So I think he'll either be loaned out, maybe somewhere abroad, or he will just go back into the team at some point. Maybe not immediately. Maybe he'll go away for a while, wait for all this to blow over, go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for all this to blow over. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's what they're going to do. Yeah, I would celebrate for the club, but not for Greenwood. That's it, Andy, yeah. Are you leaving Spain? Don't know yet, Jeff Madrag Pro. Probably not. The Whoman says, defo him on the audio. This isn't Watergate, for fuck's sake. People faking audio voices to bring down a 21-year-old Man U player. Well, there you go, Hoopman. That's what I'm saying. It's like there is a clip. Mark Egan says, swap him for another player. Well, nice. Who are you going to swap him for, though? I don't judge Greenwood, but there'll be too much attention on him in England. Sell him to a club in Europe where his story doesn't go so viral. Yeah, good point, Crafted Tunes. Pal Marius says, you don't pay someone 300k to keep quiet if you didn't do something wrong, mate. Everyone says no smoke without fire for Mason, but bend over backwards for Ronaldo, says Pal Marius. Maybe so. Actually, I disagree with you, bud. I actually kind of disagree with you. Maybe you do, if it's just so much easier and cheaper than going, you know, the actual through the court process trial and everything, and it's going to disrupt your life for months. Or you can just tell somebody who's a fucking dirtbag trying to get your money to just have a little bit which is chump change to you. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't personally. I know what you're saying. I actually wouldn't. If I had definitely not done something, I wouldn't pay anybody any sort of money at all. But then again, when you get to that point of fame and fortune and all that kind of stuff, when these parasites come a knocking, sometimes it's the lesser of the evils to just fucking take the hit. You know what I mean? Eddie's Football Waffle says, keep hitting the likes, guys. Thank you, Eddie. If Sabitzer impresses at United, swap him with Greenwood, says Mark Egan. Yeah, but that's what I mean. You've got to hope that the other team wants him. There isn't even evidence that Greenwood's paid off anyone. Can we just say that out, Piggy? Yeah, no, he was talking about Ronaldo, wasn't he? This isn't Greenwood, Kate Cadet. Sorry. I think he was mentioning about Ronaldo, wasn't he? That's what I was just talking about. Sorry, my bad. That was a bit confusing there. No, Greenwood hasn't paid anybody off, mate. Not that we know of. I think he was talking about Ronaldo, wasn't he? Didn't Ronaldo pay a bit? I don't know. I don't even really know the whole story about that one, to be fair. Okay then, guys. Right, anyway. So I think what we have to do now is wrap this video up because we're almost the length of a football match right now. But it's been a great stream with lots of awesome debate and so many different opinions, and it largely was kept in a good manner of of tone in the chat. Some people may be getting a bit heated with each other, but generally, this is a tough topic, guys. It's one of those that's going to divide a lot of people. It's divided the live chat. Like I say, my opinion is different to 73% of what the live chat said. So it's definitely one that divides people, and people are going to have different opinions. It's good that everyone's respectful of everybody's opinions. That's what it's all about, guys. Football is a game of opinions. We love hearing everyone's opinions on here. Thank you, Kerfuffles. Yeah, Steve. Well, maybe so. There you go. I'm in a hotel room, bud, so could stream from the bed. Primot says, thanks for the report. Thank you for watching, Primot, you don. Steve Nichols says, I'm in another hotel room, mate. No, not Wembley. This is just another hotel room I'm in, man. Rocky says, Benzema come back from it. No one really knows that full story other than him, the girl, and the police. So true, Rocky, and even the police don't know the full story, do they? Jeff says, do we really want to risk possible chaos by allowing Greenwood back into the team? Certainly not right now, no. I'm with you, bud. Thomas Cumberton. It's a fact Ronaldo did play. Well, there you go, Thomas Cumberton. So, yeah, we were talking about Ronaldo there, not Greenwood. Fair play, Palmaris. You don't want him back because you think he'll disrupt the club. Opinions like arseholes, says Eamon Barrett. Yeah, you've got a shit one. I'm just joking, Eamon Barrett. Opinions are like arsehole. You've got a shitty one. I just made that up, guys. You can have that. Next time someone says that, you can say, yeah, you've got a shitty one. Any new hotels left, Piggy? You what? Bell6891, he says, rather see the back of him. I feel you, boss. I feel you there. Yeah, I'm with you, Bell691. Who needs it? Who needs the negativity and the shroud? Thank you for the super chat, Jarvis Cocker. Wait a second. Let's get a love heart in there for Jarvis, man. He's just sent in 100 knock. Let's go. It's an orange one. Thank you, Jarvis Cocker. Appreciate you, boss. Let's get some love in there. He says, thank you for doing a live stream on a difficult and sensitive subject mixed up with emotions. It's complicated and everybody has their opinions. Freedom of speech works. I totally agree, man. What a great comment, Jarvis. Thank you for the support, by the way. And also, couldn't agree more. That's it. Just because we have a slight difference of opinion on this doesn't change my opinion of you as a legend. And, you know, nobody's going to be the same about everything. That's what makes the world so rich and diverse and interesting, is there's so much differences and so much differences of opinions. I mean, generally, look, some things are very sensitive. Some things are going to infuriate people if you've got differences of opinions about certain things. But when it comes to football, it comes to, you know, generally around here, we try to keep it pretty fun and entertaining. You know? We'd like to keep it pretty fun and entertaining. But you're right, Jarvis. This is a sensitive topic on this occasion. I think this community has just shown tonight again what a great community it is, what a mature community it is in some ways. Other ways, not so much. But in some ways, it definitely is a mature community, man. Oh, really there, Andy says, Pig Greenwood will shell out on facial surgery and come back as Masbon Grey Plastic. Right, I take it back. I take back what I just said. Thank you, Jeff says, Piggy, you're looking svelte, by the way. Great job, bud. Oh, thank you very much, bud. Let me give you the old tour, mate. Let me give you the old tour, bud, of the look at that, guys. Look at this, guys. Check this out. Right, yeah? It's coming off, guys, slowly but surely. Give me another couple of months. I'm going to be looking lean. Anyway, no, honestly, I've lost a lot of weight. Yeah, thanks. Right, okay. We're going to finish the stream. Thank you, everyone, for getting in here. How many steps have I done today? Only 15,720, mate. A slow day for me, mate. I best get out there and get stomping, hadn't I? Thank you, Eamon Barrett. One thing we can all agree, a person is innocent until proven guilty. Well, fair play, APT map. Yep, another thing we can agree is that he wasn't given the opportunity to be proven innocent or guilty. Yeah. Nice one. Goodbye, Madhouse, Gerard Ryan, Rushmano, Scujo1, Ewan Norton, Palmarius, FJT, Gungshi. Thank you, Don Gungshi, legend. Thank you again for making 5 people's dreams come true. Appreciate you, Gungshi. Have a great one, my friend. Hoopman and Vincent Bullock. Rajat V, Eddie's Football Waffle. Says, looking like some lean pork there. Thank you, Eddie's Football Waffle, man. Yeah, well, oh, excuse me. I'm trying, bud. Nice one. Thank you, Eddie. Says, everyone have a great night and hit the lights on your way out. Yes, guys, that's the end of the stream. Thanks for watching, everyone. All the members of the channel, people like Rajat, Ashwin, Gungshi, Aaron, Kate Cadet, FJT, Hoopman, everybody else. Thank you, Hoopman. My name is Zlatan. Thank you, Hoopman, and everybody else as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for supporting the show. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for following us and getting your thoughts and opinions in there. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch at Flying Pig United. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. Thank you, Kate Cadet, you legend. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you, Hoopman, FGT, Rocky, Demooch, Baby FGT, Rajat, John Boy, and everyone, Jeff Madrak. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks for coming in here with your thoughts and opinions. It doesn't have to stop there, though. You can come back after this video is finished and get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comment section and keep the debate going there, guys. Cheers for watching, everyone. You can follow us here on Flying Pig United for daily updates in regards to Manchester United. We will be on for the next watch along and all the rest of the latest United news as and when it happens. So keep yourself locked in by smashing that notification bell. I'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And remember, Piggy loves you. Also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler. As this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.